Yo, what's up, guys? Raptors put up a valiant effort, but unfortunately come up short, losing to the Boston Celtics 121-113. Now, guys, an unfortunate loss for the Raptors. Their fifth loss in their last 6 games. Things are not looking good for the Raptors right now, guys. Third straight loss in a row. Things are looking a little bit concerning, to say the least, guys. But the Raptors did show some positives. They did show some fight. They did show some character in that third quarter after getting absolutely dominated in that first half by the Boston Celtics. Boston was just making three-pointers, playing tight defensively. The Raptors were also doing some self-inflicted things that were costing them turnovers as well, guys, missing shots. It was a very difficult first half to watch by the Toronto Raptors. You have guys like Jaylen Brown, Derek White shooting lights out. You had Jaylen Brown with 17 at the half. You had Derek White with 16 at the half. White was shooting 6 from 9 from the field. Brown was shooting 6 of 10 from the field. You also had some guys off the bench like Hauser and Simmons with 9 points. Walsh also had 9 points. So Boston was getting contributions from the starting five, the bench. It was a really impressive half by the Celtics, I will say the least. Now, the only two guys that were impressive for the Raptors was Scotty Barnes, who had 11 points. He had Brandon Ingram with 16. Those were really the only two guys that were productive for the Raptors on the offensive side of the floor, guys. You had guys like Jamal Shed, who had no points at half. You had also Jacoby Walter, who had no points at half. Grady Dick didn't have any points. Murray Boyles didn't have any points, even though Grady Dick and Murray Boyles only played 7 minutes and 2 minutes this game. They weren't doing very much, those guys. But the Raptors did really turn it up in that second half, guys. An incredible run in the second half. The Raptors went on like a 19-5 run, getting some really good minutes by Ochai, Baji, Cedro Mamakilishvili. Jamal Shed did a really good job in the second half to really help the Raptors crawl back down from that deficit that they were on, guys. And you also had some contributions from A.J. Lawson, the guy from Brampton, having 10 points off the bench. He had 10 points, guys, off, I think it was 10, 15 minutes of play, 13 minutes of play. So Lawson had some contributing minutes there, guys. And Brandon Ingram had a great game as well after having a season-low 7 points last game. He had 30 points, 11 of 20 from shooting, guys. Scotty had 18 and 11 to finish the game, but the Raptors, unfortunately, did not have enough to finish this game off, guys. Boston was making some vital threes by Pritchard and White, unfortunately. The Raptors started missing some shots as well, so that was frustrating to see, and Boston was able to make some shots, get some stops at the end of the game there, and they were able to find a way to win this ball game. The Raptors just were in too big of a hole to come back from, and even though they took a 3-point lead at one point, Boston went on like an 11-2 run near the end of the fourth quarter, and Jack Armstrong always says it's about how you close out quarters, and the Raptors, unfortunately, have not been closing out some quarters well. They closed out the third quarter well, but unfortunately, the fourth quarter, they did not close it out well enough, and the Raptors go on to lose this game. But like I mentioned, some positives, Ingram with 30, Scotty with 18 and 11, Pirtle had 10, you had Quickly with 11 on 4 of 9 shooting. I need more consistency from Emmanuel Quickly after you had 31 last game. He only has 11 this game, man. We paid him a lot of bloody money. We need more than 20 points a game by Emmanuel Quickly, guys, if you ask me. Jacoby, like I said, 11 minutes, 0 points tonight. Not very good by Jacoby. Sandro at 23 minutes, 14 points. Ochai, 22 minutes, 11 points. Congrats to Ochai, by the way. Him and his wife had a kid yesterday as well. You had Shed with 9 to finish the game. Lawson, like I mentioned, 10. And then Dick, Murray Boyles, and Elijah Martin made his debut for 4 minutes today. So you didn't get some good minutes by Dick, of course. Seven minutes, guys. Not very effective, of course. Didn't really do much today, unfortunately. You also had Murray Boyles, like I mentioned. Didn't play very much today, only playing 6 minutes in total. And only 2 in the first half, guys. So they didn't get some production from guys on the bench. They did get some production from other guys as well. The Raptors did outscore Boston 44-29 from bench points. So that was nice to see. But Boston was just shooting really well, guys. Boston, 47 three-pointers. Holy crap. 20 of 47 from 3, 43% from 3, guys. 92 shot attempts, guys. 44 made, so 48% for the Celtics. Raptors shot 49%, 41% from 3. Raptors were 86% from the free throw line, so that's good to see. Boston was 93%. So the Raptors did well on the rebounds, guys. Assists were good, but unfortunately, turnovers 13, not as bad as last game. Points in the paint, we dominated 56-42, but unfortunately, Boston jacks up a lot of threes. They know how to make their shots. You know, guys like Pritchard and White especially. Holy crap, those guys shoot the lights out, man, in this game today, guys. You know, they were very impressive at times, the Celtics. But like I said, guys, things have looked a little bleak for the Raptors as of late, you know, and things don't get any easier. You got the New York Knicks in the NBA Cup in the quarterfinal on Tuesday. So that is another tough matchup. So if the Raptors don't win that game, that'll be 6 of 7, 4 in a row after winning 9 in a row. Things were looking positive. Raptors were on top of the mountain for the month of November. And as soon as the calendar has flipped to December, things have not looked good for the Toronto Raptors. Now, they're a young team, guys. Look, Brandon Ingram, it's the most ball he's played in a year. He only played 18 games last year. He's already exceeded that this year. So you could see some fatigue by this team, even though they had a day off. Listen, 6 games in 9 nights. That is a lot of bloody basketball. So the Raptors got to keep on chugging on, find a way to get out of this slump right now because things have not looked good as of late. Some guys are hitting a slump, guys like Dick and Walter and Murray Boyle. So let's see if these guys can get out of it. Let's see if the Raptors can respond to the next game against the New York Knicks, guys. And let's see if they can snap this losing streak. But we'll love to hear everybody's comments, opinions about this game today. So click like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go as always, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Raptors Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.